Welcome to the Sponsored Rider Club podcast, your guide to motorsports sponsorship. Here's your host, Josh Weesey.
Welcome to this episode of the Sponsored Rider Club podcast live experience, which is powered by 4Wheel Parts and Bold Racing. I get into a lot of technical challenges in this episode, and I didn't want you to have to experience all that. So honestly, the live audience had to do it. All you have to deal with here is the intro where I explain it. So essentially, we tried to bring Rob on, and there was tons of issues bringing him on. I had to try 3 different times, and I ended up having to switch my phone to make it work. Either way, I cut all that out. I left like maybe 1% of it so you can experience it. But either way, that happened. But the show was still a blast. And at the very end, there's something pretty cool that happened. It did mess up the audio pretty bad and created a weird echo, but it was worth it. I won't tell you any more about that, and we'll just get into the show. Hey. Welcome to this episode of the Sponsored Rider Club podcast live experience outside today. So this live experience is powered by 4Wheel Parts, and we got an awesome guest coming on here in a moment. That is Rob Spencer from Venture to Wild, and I figured I gotta do the show from outside in the Jeep. I'm looking at the sun here. It's 9 o'clock Eastern. I think I got 30 minutes of sun left, but it's going to get a little tight. But either way, really excited to bring you today's show. Rob's been on the podcast before, audio version only, and this time he's coming on the live version. So you'll be able to ask questions live just like we always do. It looks like we got some folks joining right now, so welcome to the show. And as you come on the show, go ahead and leave a little comment. Raise a little hand, an emoji, I don't care. Tag your friends, share it, do all of those things. If you're listening to the replay, go ahead and leave hashtag replay so that we know you came on after the normal live show. But like I said, Rob Spencer's going to be coming on a little bit. Before he comes on, though, there's a couple things I just want to talk to you about. One is 4Wheel Parts. Really excited to have them being a part of the show. Given that I'm in a Jeep right now, I guess it kind of makes sense. But, they got lots of good deals out there all the time. Check it out. There's links on pretty much all of our podcast website pages to get to 4Wheel Parts, or just Google 4wheelparts.com, and you'll get there. And then Bold Racing, they've been covering the podcast and the live show for quite some time now. So really excited to have them as part of the group. We're going to be hanging out with them very soon here, August 14th, 15th, 16th. I probably should know this by now, but that's when Vegas Reno is happening. So I'll be out there with that team. We'll be hanging out at Tech and Contingency, doing some interviews like we've done the past couple of years, and then we race. So we'll be pitting again this year with Bold Racing Team, and hoping for the best of luck. So we got a few people coming on here. So go ahead and, like I said, leave a little comment that you joined, and actually leave a comment too if you're having problems with hearing me or seeing me, because I am taking a chance here doing this thing outside. I did some tests earlier, and I was like, the road noise isn't too bad, but you never know what kind of vehicle is going to be driving by where we're doing this. So yeah, it should be a good time though. We're going to be talking about a couple of things here. Rob has kept me up to date on some of the things he's been working on with his sponsors, and we're going to talk about some of the kind of the fun things he's done. And then after that, we're actually going to talk about like mashups. I've done a number of mashups with this show. We've had the Dirty Dooners podcast host on with Jake Coleman. We've had Greg Thomas from Muddy Microphone podcast on. We just did one with Sean Holman, the Truck Show podcast. We've done the Diesel podcast mashup. And actually now Rob has his own podcast with Venture to Wild, so I guess this is kind of a mashup too. But we're going to talk about that a little bit. What does collaborations look like? Things like that. All right, so I am going to see if Rob is available here. So I got my backup phone here. I'm going to message him and make sure he's all good. All right, we'll see. So with me doing this outside too, I've got good Wi-Fi, but it's always just an extra little variable. All right, he's on the page. Good, that's a good sign. So yeah, Rob, as you're kind of scrolling down, hopefully you'll see me sitting in my Jeep, getting ready to do the show. So as people are joining again, like I said, go ahead and leave a comment. Invite your friends, share this page out. All those things are great. Hey, looks like Joe Erickson. How you doing? How you doing? Huh? How you doing? I like that. I'm doing great. What about you? Calculated Risk Racing Team, what's up? See you there. We're in the Dead Legs. Yep, Blaze Crew for VTR. So yeah, we'll see you there for sure. I'm gonna be hanging out with Soderweld a little bit that day. I'm gonna be bouncing around. I'll be with Bold Racing a lot. But yeah, anybody who is at Vegas to Reno, hit me up that day during Tech and Contingency, and let's chat. I mean, that's what it's all about, making some connections. All right, so let's see. All right, I'm gonna message. I'm gonna message Rob one more time. This is kind of the way to do it, is like text while I'm doing this thing. It's actually easier than how I've done it before, trying to align people coming on. One thing I'll tell you right now, we're waiting for Rob to find me on the page. I just released a podcast, actually this morning, with Sean Whittycomb. He was on in the past, but he's a motoclimb guy. He does, nitro dirt bike racing up a hill. They call it motoclimb. Pretty cool. And it's pretty interesting. He has like 15 dirt bikes or 16, and I think he just sold 5, so now they're down to 11. And like, man, if you sell 5 dirt bikes and you still have a hard time counting how many you have, like, that's a lot of dirt bikes. But either way, that was a fun show, so I just released that, so you can check that out. Right before that, Blake Wilkie was on with Brian McCarthy, also known as Bam Bam. They were on their way out to Dirt Fest. They were going from San Diego to Stanton, Michigan, which is, I don't know how many hours, but like 1,000,000 hours drive. They blew a tire on the side of the road. Actually, not blew it. They completely lost a tire on the side of the road while they were talking to me. I could actually hear somebody that was yelling at him, like, pull over! So I kept that in the interview, too. It was pretty funny, but it looks like Rob's having trouble finding us as well. All right, and I'll give him a couple minutes. If for whatever reason we can't get him on here, I'll just kill this one and I'll start another one here. But so Joe looks like doing good, relaxed and watching TV. West Coast, welcome West Coast. It is Calculated Risk Racing Team. Yep, Soderweld, Bold Racing, thumbs up, hearts. Fully agree. Oh, Joe, you got a YouTube channel. That's good. That's one thing that I have not really tackled. I mean, I do have YouTube videos up under my SnowPro91 account. But honestly, it's not been a big deal for me. I've never really put that much effort into it. But I do have one video out there that's got like 25,000 views, which I thought was pretty sweet. Hey Rob, what's up, man? 25,000 views on YouTube. An old video of me riding my mini bike that I built when I was younger. I was a kid. And I think I had another one that was like 18,000. That was my old ZR600 snowmobile that I was ripping out back right after doing a rebuild on it, and it was pretty sweet. But yeah, either way. So enough of all those fun topics here. I'm gonna see if I can add Rob. So Rob, as you're watching too, let's see. Make sure your phone is in landscape, and then after that. See if you can request to join as well. Looks like you did that. Approve. Add. Oh yeah, it's going down. Yeah, so Joe, check that out. Hopefully I didn't make up that number. I thought that's how many it was, 25,000 views, but I'll have to go check it after the show. It's been a while. All right, well, that's Ad and Rob. This is always the moment of truth here, getting the connections. All right, folks, third time's the charm. So I got my backup phone plugged in right now. I don't have any other backup options, so if this doesn't work, it doesn't work. So we'll try this one more time. Hey, if anybody else joins again, like, high five to you for sticking in there. That's impressive. Rob is already back, so let's see if we can just make this thing happen. Experience already, so maybe it's something with my phone. Hey, it's working. Holy cow, man.
There
We got it.
we go. It worked.
So it's me.
Came in.
It's me. I was the problem.
Yeah. Backup.
That's why you got to have backups, I guess. That's just the whole point. But, well, hey, I'm just really happy that all these people stuck in there with us. We'll try this again. I release these things to the normal podcast folks too, so I'll have to explain what's going on because it's a little bit harder to tell. But but yeah, man. Well, welcome. I got to figure out what's going on with this bad rider right here. Must be that Android, because this one, my backup phone is an iPhone. I always use Android though for the live shows.
Why?
But hey, it is what it is.
Maybe changes in the air.
Maybe. But yeah, maybe I should. You know what? That might be enough, like, to push me over the edge of going
saying.
full iPhone. But perfect. Well, hey, if you're watching the show again, go ahead and let us know that you're here. Leave a little comment. Ask your questions. And then if you're watching this on a replay, go ahead and leave hashtag replay. That way I know you're coming later. And you can always catch this in the audio version too. So if you get through part of the live show and you got to hop off, it will be available later on in a normal podcast. So you can download it. It's usually just 3 or 4 days later, but it'll come. It'll come. So, Rob, man, what in the world have you been up to since the last time we talked?
Well, I actually, for the first 2 tries here, I actually was getting ready to. I was going to try. I figured, look, I'm going to try this. We'll see how it works.
Yeah.
But there were so many difficulties, I decided to skip it. But I was going to try a cannonball off the garage into the pool because the phone's waterproof and everything, and see if it stayed connected.
That would have been pretty impressive if you'd have done that.
It's not too late. It's not too late.
That's right. We still have plenty of time left. But I'm just happy that
we'll try it. We'll try it. I want to see if the camera stays live underwater.
I'm on board with that. So we'll do at the very end. We'll say, all right, let's close things out, do the cannonball, and that's it.
There you go. See what happens. Go.
Well, you know, one thing that I wanted to talk about with you, it was something you did recently. I think it might have been with KC too, where you did some cool, fun stuff with sponsors. Like you did, it wasn't just work. It wasn't just content. It was fun stuff. It was relationship building. Let's hear about some of that, man.
So, first of all, the KC crew, they are so much fun.
Yeah.
They built this climate of fun over there. So, having fun, I can literally go by their offices, and it's going to be fun. So that's just a cool climate. That the CEO named Alan and his brother and his dad, they kind of brought in this, I think we might have been talking about this last time, they brought in this tech culture into the business. And, and that whole culture really is designed to keep people there because it's such a competitive industry in tech that money isn't enough, right? So they create these fun things and they create all this. Anyway, it's this great experience. That's what KC did. So the last thing I did with those guys is we took about a 12-mile hike, and it was hot, and it was probably it's called the Bridge to Nowhere here in Southern California.
Oh, there you go.
And
Makes sense.
Get to the end, you get to bungee jump off the bridge if you'd like.
Oh.
And, but there was probably, I don't know, I would say probably 30 to 40% of it is actually in water. So that's kind of cool. Yeah,
that is cool.
Fun hike.
That is cool.
I'm too
it looks
old
like
for that crap, though, man. I'm too old for that crap.
Listen, I just want to tell you, in the last 2 minutes, you've talked about jumping off your like roof into the pool and bungee jumping off of the bridge to nowhere. So like maybe you're not too old. Looks like we got Jeff Gallen joining from Glendale, Arizona. Welcome. And then
cool.
Yeti Con. That's awesome, from Panama City, Florida.
Super cool.
Welcome, folks.
Okay.
And I know we lost a couple of the other folks. They're like, look,
That's all right.
we'll give you. We'll give you
We're
2
out.
shots, but like 3, 4, no, we're out.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
so I mean, this thing at KC specifically, like, how did you guys even decide, let's go do this hike? I mean, where'd that come from?
Honestly, so it's one of their deals, and they called me up and said, "Hey, our staff and we're gonna go do some. We're gonna go on this hike.
Mhm.
If you and your wife want to join us, that'd be fun." So I'm always down for an adventure,
Mm-hmm.
and so we went, and it was a good time. It was a very good time.
That's awesome.
And then
Now,
before that, we went out to we did a week-long trip that was leading up to the Overland Expo West show.
okay,
So
yeah.
That
Yep.
was with Casey and 511, but that was also, it was work because they were shooting footage and stuff, but it was a lot of fun.
Oh, that's very good. Have you done things like that with other sponsors, or is KC just kind of like, the cool
So,
crew?
Let me think. I think because they're local to me, that's probably who
Yeah.
I interact with most.
Yep.
But
yep.
they are definitely very different than almost. Actually, you know what? I had a lot of fun with the Linux crew too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You could go and check out. I think I posted a couple videos where we went through this 2-week session where there's a stupid little foam football, and the
Mm-hmm.
whole deal is just whoever had it in their hands gets to chuck it at the other guy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, this is how it started. We're shooting a video
Yeah.
for Instagram, and we put a cup of water. Each guy had one shot. Put a cup of water on our head, and covered your face to see who could throw that football and knock the water off. Right? So the Linux guy went first. He missed. So then I stepped up and
Mm-hmm.
he hit the water, but I grilled the Linux guy, which made him, bend over and the water spilled and all that stuff. That started the football war for literally about 2 weeks. So it's a lot of fun
Awesome.
with all those guys. Anything
Yeah.
that I do has got to be stupid, or I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. Well, that sounds interesting. I've never done anything like that before, but hey, there's a first time for everything. I'm gonna try popping onto my my LTE as well instead of Wi-Fi, because I think I'm losing some Wi-Fi connection too. But hey, it looks like my dad's watching. What's up,
All
Dad?
right. What's up, Dad?
Yeah, Dad. This is, this guy. He sat in this passenger seat at Silver Lake Sand Dunes, so
Oh, yeah.
I made my dad a Jeep lover.
You want to hear a great story?
Yeah, let's hear
A
it.
friend of mine, a new friend of mine. So a couple weeks back, I'm coming off a trail. So we started this off-road club, the Venture Wild Expedition Team.
Mm-hmm.
We have 2 chapters now. We have one in SoCal. We have one in Arizona. The goal is to go nationwide, right? But we're coming off with the SoCal chapter. We're coming off a trail in Big Bear, and there was this Gladiator that was just tore up. I'm like, dude, these things just came out.
You
How
just
did
bought
this
this.
dude? How did he ruin this so fast, right? and then the guy gets out and he's talking, and he's I see he's wearing sandals with no socks and in the dirt, right? In Big Bear. And I'm just like, all right, this guy's a mess, right? So, but the other guys were there too, and they're like, hey, we recognize the Jeep. You mind if we take a pic or two? So I'm like, cool. We start to talk, and the Gladiator is actually an engineer from Jeep.
Okay.
And, he's had that thing for 2 years. That's why it was so thrashed.
There you go. It was a development truck.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's everywhere. Too. So right now he was testing out sensors and stuff in Big Bear. And then the other 2 guys, one guy, super nice dude from Ginwright, and the third guy's a guy named Tony Carvalho. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
No, I don't know that name.
Dude, he's the man. So first of all, now he's at Dynatrack. He
Okay.
built Code 1. I don't know if you've seen that Code 1 truck for Dynatrack.
I don't think so.
You got 3 phones there, man. Just look it up real quick. 3, look it up. Show the picture.
I'm on it.
So
I'm on it.
Look at Dynatrack Code 1.
All right, I'm on it. Code 1.
Yep.
Oh, there it is.
This
All right,
this
coming
dude
up.
is a super cool, super real dude, and I've been hanging out with him since. So show everybody. Don't just hold it to yourself. Don't be stingy. There you go.
There you go.
So that's code 1. Now get rid of the 1 and do code X.
Code X.
Yeah. Same thing, Dynatrack. Don't be selfish. Show everybody the picture.
Once it comes up, okay. Here we go. Let's do this one here.
The code X has a Hellcat in it.
Oh, right. Really?
Yeah. So he built those 2 vehicles. And
nice.
As if that weren't awesome enough, he told me that he had photos of my Jeep.
Yeah.
And he did his first sketch for those 2 builds off of my Jeep.
Oh, no kidding. I mean, I could see it. with this
Especially
Code X.
1. Oh, Code X.
Yeah, I could see it with that. I mean, going back for everybody again, like I could see it for sure. But that's cool.
Okay, so Tony Carvalho's a man, right?
Yeah.
Forget all that. That's just goofy build stuff. This dude was the head engineer at Jeep and was the head guy that brought the JL and the JT to market.
Oh, really? Okay,
great.
I may have actually heard about him from the Truck Show podcast.
There you go.
I think that either he was on there or they were talking about him because he's pretty influential, pretty obvious.
He's a super cool dude too, right?
Yeah.
So I've been hanging out with him, and we're gonna go fly fishing, and his kids are coming up, and we're gonna go on a trip and all that. Hey, where you going, buddy? I'm in the middle of a sentence.
There we go. I was just turning my light on, but
no, I'm kidding. So we're gonna do some. The more I get to know him, the cooler of a guy he is. But how cool is that? I met the guy who brought JL to market.
That is awesome.
I mean, I could call it a wrap after he told me that, hey, I used your vehicle as an inspiration when I started stuff.
High five. We can do a internet high five.
Let's do it. There you go. So, whoa. So,
did I knock something over in your house?
Yeah, dude, be careful. That was powerful. So anyway, I met this guy, and he's a super cool dude. So
yeah,
I've been doing that lately. What else have been? I started the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
That's been a long time coming. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and a podcast, right?
I started a podcast. So, I did some podcasting in the past.
Yeah.
So I started a Venture Wild podcast. And on it, I think I'm into my 5th episode.
Mm-hmm.
And the first one was a goof around, warm up, 10-minute deal, just kind of get my wheels underneath me. But since then, I had the KC guys on. I had the CEO of Roman Venture Company. I had the VP of Linex. And I had Tony Carvalho, the dude that brought Jeep in. Those are some players.
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
Big timing.
Big as the Bigfoot, my logo.
And you know what? Honestly, that's all around networking, collaboration. That's kind of the whole thing that we do here. That's what we talk about on the show. But, I want to talk a little bit about, like, the whole mashup deal, the collaboration, working with other people and just deciding to do something cool and different. I mean, I know that you get involved with a lot of different people, a lot of different things. I try to do the same thing, but why do we do that? Why do we even take that step?
Because it's fun. That's why. That's the main reason, because it's fun. So, for me personally, the influencer game, either you have to belong to a company, or you have to be a marketing guy, or you have to be in this influencer world, right? To be playing kind of at some level. So I've managed to carve out a small little niche that keeps me out of the influencer world, but very much makes me an influencer. And it allows me to work, sometimes even behind the scenes, with these brands on building their brand awareness, their brand loyalty, their product awareness, stuff like that. Maybe help them govern the relationships they have with their influencers and stuff like that. So to me, that really is. I don't need another free thing, right? I don't need another free. I'm not saying anything's bad or nothing, but there you go.
I was getting attacked by a mosquito right there. Oh, I think I got him. I'm in Schoolcraft, Michigan, Kalamazoo, Michigan, so southwest Michigan.
Is it humid?
It is. It's 77 with 80% humidity right now. So yeah, I'm borderline sweating.
Dude, right now, Southern California is super humid right now. It's
awesome. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, so I've managed to carve out this little lane that kind of. It's an interesting niche, and I love it.
Yeah.
And what it does, it allows me to work at different levels, right? So I don't have to necessarily. I don't have to be an influencer to stay relevant.
Mm-hmm.
I can just do what I love to do, live
Yeah.
the life that I love to live. It's a really
That's
cool
perfect.
thing.
No, it's good stuff, man. Well, I mean, I definitely wanted to cover those things today, and we hit them. I am running out of a little bit of light here, and we have got a couple minutes left. So, you want to try your
Let's try the cannonball.
your cannonball?
Yeah,
Let's do this. I have no idea how this is going to turn out, but I'm excited.
So my look, I covered the camera. So the headphones I'm gonna ditch because those will get ruined, right?
That makes sense. Yep.
Take out my glasses.
So, folks that might be listening to the audio version, we're gonna get it.
So
But he is literally gonna jump.
Could be fun.
But he is gonna jump into the ball.
Or literally could film and you guys get to witness it. Either or is quite the experience. Oh, I want to drop my phone. I'm almost done. Oh, it's rough on my knees. All right. Here we go. Look at this. Turn around. That's my pull down there. Look pretty high up, right? What do you think? We doing this?
Do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it right now.
Do it.
All right, let's go.
That was awesome. Our audio's all jacked up now. I'm gonna close things out. That was awesome. Have fun. Ride safe.